the New York Yankees, throwing no hitters. J.J. Watt going to the booth and more. And at 7:30, take your wallet out, set some money aside, and get some future bets ready because we are all giving you the winners of each NFL division this fall.
Stoked.
Follow the show at After Hours 1620.
Overtakes of the what do you call it? What was our
I don't know where you're going.
Yep, I'm lost.
their segment that died?
Oh, top five.
Top five, and then it was
You can bring back top five.
Good bring back.
when I gave the Jets prediction.
Oh, NFL overreaction.
Overreactions. Thank you. I was like,
Rob
what's
loves
the word
horrible-
I'm looking for?
Rob loves horrible take of the night.
Horrible. Yeah. And actually almost came to be true.
The Jets
On
The
accident.
Jets came nowhere near
accident.
close to winning the Super Bowl.
There you
Oh.
go.
I thought I said the AFC, but
No, you said the Super Bowl.
okay.
I think that was in the same breath of saying
Shoot
that
for
the Nuggets are
moon. You
not
might
going to
hit
make the
stars.
playoffs next
Shoot for the moon.
Yeah, that could be a poll question. What was Rob Love's worst take?
Rank 'em.
Jets winning the Super Bowl or the Nuggets not making the playoffs next year?
Rob, I hope you know I clipped that after the show. I went back home and I clipped
Look at
it.
you being a producer and stuff.
Did you send it
and
to
I like also just for my own personal enjoyment.
Jokic?
I
It's
made
your-
sure.
It's
Look what this
it's
bum said.
it's Terran's ring or alarm clock when he wakes up in
It
the
is.
morning.
The Nuggets are not. I could see the Nuggets not making the playoff. Oh, it's time to get up and get my day started.
There you go.
Rob, I love you.
Before we
Back
get
at you.
to Caleb Pyform's decision to go to Illinois in the next segment, we got to talk about Nebraska adding an addition to the 2024 class. Today, three-star defensive tackle out of Bay City, Texas. Carlin Jones says yes to Nebraska today. And we've talked to Brian Munson and our thoughts and prayers with the Munson family. There's some personal stuff going on with Brian's
Absolutely.
father. And hopefully we haven't got an update yet, but we just want to give our best wishes to
Yep.
the Munsons. But Brian Munson talked about maybe him being the most important guy in this class because he thinks that highly of him and plays defensive tackle in high school now. I think he'll move outside at the next level, but he's got a really quick twitch to him. And I really think this is a guy that Terrence Knight and Matt Rule want. They want the explosiveness. They want the elusiveness. They want the ability to get off blocks and maybe not even get touched and be able to feel comfortable playing inside, but also moving outside because we're still waiting. And you know what? I don't think it's going to come. We're quote unquote waiting for the announcement of 3-4-4-3, 3-3-5, whatever Tony White's going to decide to line this defense up as. And I really think how we've kind of seen college basketball and to some degree the NBA evolve into this positionless system.
Mm-hmm.
We see it a lot with Creighton here, and most of the Big East teams kind of really don't have defined positions. I really see college football defenses moving to that model. It's kind of already there. When you have
Everybody's a power forward
when you have guys that are 320 standing up
Yeah.
without a hand in the dirt,
running 4.5.
you don't really need to classify them as a defensive tackle or a
No.
rush in.
Go get the ball carrier.
Reminds me of like a lot of those sub linebacker packages where they'll bring in a strong safety to play a good middle linebacker role, which I think is arguably my favorite position on defense. Just to like watch, those guys are some of the most versatile guys because you see them, dropping back into coverage, but also rushing the quarterback on those, third and six.
Your Brian
situations.
Dawkins of the world.
I like first one comes to mind for me is like Jamal Adams,
Jamal Adams currently. Yep.
at least in the pros.
In other Nebraska recruiting news, Daniel Kalen, the quarterback at Bellevue West and the quarterback of the 2024 class, gets a 4th star today. Obviously, goes out to the Elite 11 camp, makes the Elite 11 finalists, wins the accuracy camp, and On 3 and 24/7 Sports, respectively, add that 4th star to his profile. We oftentimes look back at number 1 overall players or 5 stars that didn't pan out and what were they thinking with this guy? Or this guy was a 2-star, should have been a 4-star. Do we often not give recruiting sites, not that they need a pat on the back, but do we often not give the 24/7s and the On 3s and the Rivals of the world enough credit when they do the evaluations and say, okay, well, this guy's maybe a little better or worse than we thought he was and move them up? Because a lot of times they get criticized. Oh, well, he doesn't have a Notre Dame offer, so he's only a 3-star.
I think about that the same way I think about like just rankings in college football. Like they do it way too soon. I think somebody should have at least a sophomore year of high school under their belt before.
Are you talking like draft? Like when it comes
Well,
to like,
they
the
do.
draft?
I mean,
they wait till sophomore year?
They wait till junior year before.
Oh, really?
Before they. more times than not. Occasionally, you'll see a guy that's
Is
got
that-
15 Power 5 offers as a 12-year-old.
Does that vary
"Oh, he's 4 stars."
publication to publication, or the main? You know what I mean? Athlon, Street Smiths, whoever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Athlon doesn't only does seniors. So
Okay.
But I mean, so often, listen, they get paid to do it, whatever. So maybe
It's a hard job, though.
maybe I don't need to give them any credit. But to me, I think there's something to be said about in today's day and age where everybody would rather sound right than be right.
Yeah.
To see them go, okay, well, we evaluated this guy wrong. We got a few more eyes on him, because the problem with the recruiting sites ranking players is 99 times out of 100, they're basing it off of what they've seen on film. They didn't
Mhm.
actually see this kid in a game situation or at a camp and not in real game situation. So it makes it really hard to evaluate, because when you do have when you do have so many kids that are submitting their huddle plays and their huddle film and their highlight film, it's almost impossible to see everybody. It is impossible to see everybody.
Mhm.
So they do it to the best of their ability. But when you get the ability to get, and the other problem, and this isn't at any detriment to Nike or Rivals or whoever's putting on the camps, but a lot of times you'll get good on average or good on underdeveloped or upperclassmen on underclassmen, because there are so many kids that you very rarely get good on good. When you get the Elite 11, you get the best 22 to 24 kids at the quarterback position usually.
Mhm.
So it gives you a better chance to evaluate, okay, this is what Daniel Kalen looks like versus Dylan Raiola. This is what the Ohio State commit looks like versus Alabama. And I think that matters, because you can see a guy who can throw it 40 yards on a rope go up against a bunch of freshmen. Of course he looks like a world beater.
Right.
Now, if you get what you evaluate as the best 22 kids in the country, it's easy to go, okay, no, this kid is way better than a 3-star recruit. And in Daniel Kalen's sense, there's probably a little bit of a disservice because he does have Isaiah McMorris and Davon Hall catching passes for him.
Yeah.
And those are two dudes.
Right.
So you get him out and you get him with other receivers that he's not used to and evaluate him in a little more fair sense.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they're giving Kalen an extra star, winning the accuracy camp, which in my opinion is the most important of them
Yeah,
all.
I agree.
I don't care how far you can throw it. Can you get it to the right person who's supposed to get the ball? I mean, there's been an industry built around the star system.
Yeah.
It's created a lot of jobs.
And I think it's needed.
It is. You got to have some way
as
to
a
measure.
coaching staff, you can only evaluate so much talent.
Right.
And oftentimes there's a relationship between the Husker Onlines of the world and the coaching staffs.
From a coaching staff recruiting standpoint, do you think it's really easy for these staffs to get caught up more so, or get kind of, maybe you call it, maybe for lack of a better term, being lazy and just looking at the stars rather than doing the real work of looking at film?
There isn't anybody that's successful that does that.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that, because how many times have we heard, I'll give you an example. I'm not going to drop any names, but I had somebody tell me that a very highly touted quarterback in the next couple of years wasn't very good, and that their upbringing is going to help them out. I'll just put it that way. And
I'm interested in what you're talking about.
Seeing the kid play, and spoiler alert, he's pretty damn good.
Right.
But for every, hey, we need to raise this kid's star up, there's somebody with an axe to grind that's like, yeah, but I don't know about him being able to get grades, and you better watch this one because he hangs out with this group of people. There's always going to be that. So for the coaching staff, you need to be able to evaluate their personalities, the way they interact with their peers, and their ability on the field for yourself, and not just take it at word of mouth, because to me, those are the three most important things.
Yeah.
Really quickly, before we get to the Who Wants to Smoke segment, I want to get to this, because On3 also released the top 20 ranked NIL collectives in the country. In 1890, Nebraska's collective ranked 19th. Higher or lower than you thought where they would be?
Oh, much lower.
That's where I was too. And
they'd be at least top 10.
We brought
who tops that list off?
It's I just had it up in front of me. I thought it was Tennessee. I thought it was going to be Texas A&M, but it actually was
Wow.
Irony.
was Tennessee, yeah, and Texas A&M comes in at 2. But there was this I don't know, rumor is probably the wrong word. There was this thought around, well, NIL is how Nebraska gets back to getting into the discussion for the top recruits in the country. And maybe there's something to that. I mean, I think the NIL discussion and definitely being inside the top 20 gets you in the ballpark for those conversations, but I really think top 5 or 6 are probably the elite of the elite when it comes to being able to write a check. And I mean, it kind of with Texas A&M being number 2 in the country, it kind of solidifies what Nick Saban was saying a couple years ago about buying players and what have you. But with that being said, I think Texas A&M has a bounce back year this year. I don't put too much stock into that.
I don't like that the spirit of NIL now is just to sit and wait for somebody to offer you something. Like where is entrepreneurship? Like that's what I thought this was going to be more about. Like I got ideas to make money.
You talked about people getting lazy.
You know what I mean?
This is where you look at it.
And it's like really. So we're waiting for no man.
But I think
that's part of it. Don't get me wrong. If somebody's just willing to cut you a check, obviously listen to them.
Right.
But no, create your own way.
It really blows my mind. And maybe universities put more of a lid on this.
Write your own check.
But I really expected the podcast thing to take.
Yeah,
to take
exactly.
And,
Prime example.
And that really went by the wayside very quickly. And a lot of the reason is people don't understand how much time it takes to do
a lot of
doing.
time. True.
Yeah.
More of an off.
Believe it or not, kids, we don't just show up and start talking, turn the microphones on, and see
Right.
what happens.
Right.
Some people do that. That's not what we do here. But I really because I think there's a market out there for that. Obviously, we have a whole radio station right here dedicated to sports talk 24/7. If you could get somebody on the inside that said, "Hey, there's a book called The Diary of a Husker," and it's one of my favorite books. I can't believe I can't remember the guy's name that wrote it, but he was a second, third string offensive lineman at Nebraska during the late 90s, early 2000s, and took a journal of every practice and turned it into a book. And it sold a ton of copies. You can put that in audio form now.
David Kolowski.
Thank you. I knew his first name was David. I couldn't think of his last name. But it's a fantastic read. I used to read it every day when I was sitting at Tom Chattel's desk being a copy editor at the World Herald. Got through the whole thing. It's amazing. You learn a lot about Jamal Lord. It's a good read. Give it a read. But I thought that's what this was going to turn into. I thought it was going to be, hey, but it could be you have coaches out there that are going, you do not turn that microphone on. We'll give you more money not to do that.
And I'm wondering if how we're talking about regulations and stipulations that maybe there are private stipulations set by like staff and things of that nature.
An NDA.
Yeah. So good for them. I mean, if you're able to
Adrian still
put
did
a
his
speed bump in
podcasting when he
somebody's
was at
cash
K-State.
flow, I guess, if it's for the better of the program, whatever.
Hey, we're going to talk about what lifting up the value of athletes looks like in this state, in this city, when we come back here on 1620 Zone. If you missed that segment, check it out. SoundCloud.com/afterhours 1620 is brought to you by Caddyshack Bar and Grill. They've got 2 great locations, 117th in Blondo or 181st in Harrison. It's spaghetti night. Stop out and get a big old plate of Jay's famous spaghetti for $10.95. Caddyshack Bar and Grill is the official watering hole of After Hours in 1620 The Zone. We'll be right back. Talking OPS and what it means to be an in-city athlete here on 1620 Zone.
Hey everybody, Rob Love here for our friends at the Strike Zone Omaha. College baseball in Omaha is not over. The top developmental wood bat league in America is played right here in Omaha. Go check out the Corn Belt League at cornbeltleague.com. Check the schedule, team info, and catch a game at J.J. Isaacson Field tonight.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Your Thursday evening forecast will include mostly clear skies along with mild and humid conditions. Temperatures only cooling into the lower 80s after sunset. For tonight, increasing cloud coverage. Another round of showers and thunderstorms possible after midnight. Some of these storms could be packing damaging wind gusts and also large-size hail. Overnight low temperature of 68 degrees. Mild and humid for your Friday. Partly cloudy skies with a high of 87. Meteorologist Anthony Copeland for KETV News Watch 7.
Take your business to the next level. Reach more customers and expand your online presence. Pixel Fire Marketing is here to help. Pixel Fire Marketing creates high-quality professional websites tailored to your business. Their experts are with you every step of the way to make sure your website is visually appealing, user-friendly, and optimized for search engines. They also offer web design, development, hosting, and maintenance. Get started on your website. Visit pixelfiremarketing.com. That's pixelfiremarketing.com now to learn more.
Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. We all know Jerry Ryan's the premier suit buying experience in Omaha, but you know Jerry Ryan's also the exclusive retailer for brands like Mizzen and Maine and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 78th and Dodge, centrally located. Get your suit game right. Make sure your closet looks good for the summer as well. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, dressing Omaha for over 50 years.
Sure is hot.
Yeah, why can't we cover our deck like Mike and Cheryl did?
Yeah, their deck sure is nice.
The ice in my drink melted.
Be the hero of your own story and protect your family from the sun. Call Forsman's Finest Decks and get your deck covered this summer.
How's your drink, sweetie?
Just fine. Thanks for calling Forsman's Finest Decks.
Spend more quality time outside without getting burned. Check out forsmansfinest.com today and have the finest summer yet.
Whether your baseball player is looking for rookie development to build a foundation for better baseball tomorrow, all-star camps to improve skills, make new friends and have fun, or advanced training from college coaches and players to teach them the proper approach and mindset to provide the best opportunity to improve their game, the Strike Zone has a summer camp that's right for you. Camps are running in June and July with a variety of times and levels of skill available. Head over to StrikeZoneOmaha.com and click camps to sign up the player in your life today.
Going Vertical Basketball Academy is the premier sports performance training facility in the Midwest. Working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way to college and the pros, GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group sessions. They also offer elite-level sports performance training for athletes of all sports. Check out the Academy at 10700 Sap Brothers Drive in Omaha or at GoingVerticalOmaha.com. That's GoingVerticalOmaha.com. It's hot out, and that can only mean one thing: baseball. Chesterman Coca-Cola is teaming up with Metro Area Hy-Vees during the College Baseball Championship Tournament to give you Core Power 2 for $5 and Core Power Elite 2 for $7. Powerade 28-ounce singles 10 for just $10. And Body Armor 12-ounce 8-packs for just $5.99. Specials run May 31st through June 27th. Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee, making the ping of the bat a little more hydrated this summer.
If you want a college where you can stand out and fit in, talk to the team at Bellevue University. You'll find a welcoming and diverse community, dozens of career-ready academic programs, and all the support you need to succeed. Plus, help to make sure the path to your degree is affordable. Our beautiful modern campus, located just south of Omaha, gives you the advantage of being independent and close to home. Find out more at bellevue.edu and schedule a campus tour soon.
You know that feeling. When you do something good for someone else, that volunteer vibe is worth chasing. To find your perfect volunteer fit, check out shareomaha.org. Find simple and fun ways to help. Give your time your way at shareomaha.org.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Do you really want to taste it?
6:21 on a Thursday night here inside the After Hours Lounge. We're brought to you by Bellevue University. Head over to bellevue.edu. Register for classes. Become a Bruin tonight. I'm Jimmy Allen. That's Rob Love. Dan Campen and Taryn Frodema with us in studio tonight as well. Gary Sharp and Nick Hanley host a pretty successful program here in the mornings on 1620 The Zone. They often get calls in, as we do here at night. And a gentleman by the name of David called in this morning.
Hey.
And he specifically asked about Omaha Central offensive lineman Caleb Pyform, who chose the Fighting Illini of Illinois. And I don't think that was very surprising to a lot of people. There's a handful of offensive linemen already in the 2024 class for Nebraska. I don't think that's bad news for Nebraska. But David brought up an interesting point because there was this aura around the Isaiah McMorris, Davon Hall commitment. There was this aura around a kid that's not even from Omaha, but obviously the star of his town in Carter Nelson yesterday. And you have an offensive lineman at Central who, granted, the Eagles are coming off a 1-11 performance a year ago, makes his decision, and not a whole lot of attention spotlight put on an OPS athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we have an interesting dynamic here because obviously the three of us are OPS kids. Dan went to Elkhorn Mount Michael.
Yeah.
But obviously,
But he can appreciate it, right,
but,
Dan?
but also a couple.
Yeah, I can appreciate.
But also a couple different eras here, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're each going to have 4 different outlooks on this.
Yeah.
And I honestly think we're going to have 4 different answers. Rob Love, in your opinion, is it OPS's responsibility to put a spotlight on athletes from a recruiting standpoint?
Historically, no, but that may need to be something that they think about going forward.
The district, though? Because
Let me ask
I
you
get the
this.
sentiment behind the question.
Okay.
But here's and I don't want to speak for OPS. This is no insider knowledge, but I look at it this way. If we do it for the offensive lineman at Omaha Central that's committing to a Power 5 school, don't we have to do it for the outside linebacker at Omaha Burke that's going North Dakota State?
I mean, however, whatever. But you know, just like with a college, OPS probably gets the most exposure because of our athletes that end up going to these other schools.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think 10 years ago, yes. But I think we've reached a point because, I mean, look what's happening in Elkhorn. You now have Elkhorn South, and Elkhorn North. And that population is only growing. Gretna is now a much larger population, triple the population was even 5 years ago. You have 2 high schools out there. You have Bellevue East and Bellevue West.
I'm going to give you the difference between.
Sure. Yeah, let me finish my thought here because I have a question for you too.
Yeah.
But you do have the vast majority of the population in the inner city. Omaha South and Omaha Central are the 2 largest student, I believe still, the 2 largest student bodies
They are.
in the state. It's not like Elkhorn Public Schools is out talking about the recruitment of Maverick Noonan. That was the Elkhorn South population doing it and the community of that school getting behind it. Isn't this more on Omaha Central? And listen, I think Terrence Mackey is going to do a good job down the road and Abdul Muhammad of promoting these athletes. But
yeah,
you also have a brand new head coach coming in trying to get that program heading the right direction too.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it is on the communities of the school more than it is on the overall governing body of all of them.
Yes, that is what I was.
Okay.
I was going to say that. Right, wrong, or indifferent, Elkhorn, Columbus, North Platte, on and on and on. These are communities built around in some part the sports, even starting at the youth level of these communities.
And that's an interesting point because that's something that's new that's happening in OPS. The
yes.
Junior Eagles, the junior Packers,
which we had that in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
For some reason, it went away.
extent,
I know why it went away, but that's a whole political thing. Not for this show.
It's a different podcast.
It is. We had that. I mean, I shout out North Omaha Bears Association, Mike Carter, the North Omaha Boys Club, so on and so forth. Everybody, if you know, back in those days. For some reason, it went away, and OPS. We have a lot of other things going on around here that need attention.
Agreed.
We would love, obviously, yes. When we do have an athlete on the level of a Pyfrom, yes. I mean, we do what we can, right? I mean, within the circles, within the circles,
we
the
don't.
acknowledgement is there.
That's,
True. But that's what I'm saying. It's not. I guess at this point, and that's why I said going forward.
Of course, yes.
It needs to be addressed.
Because let me just say. I remember when I was in middle school, and let me just preface this by saying I went to high school at Mount Michael, but the majority of the time that I spent when I came to Omaha and
Is it
all the way
OPS?
up until high school was not in OPS, surprisingly.
Hmm.
I grew up in Elkhorn.
Okay.
Now, when I was in middle school, there was a gentleman by the name of Trevor Robinson
Heard of him?
who was a little bit older than I was. He was in high school, won a state championship, but during his whole time in high school, it was like, are you going to be a Husker? 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 And his recruitment by Nebraska, and granted, I mean, really big shout out to Coach Wortman of like the Elkhorn High School football team, not there anymore, running for school board now, hopefully.
Yeah.
You know, great guy. But he made sure that all of his athletes were, you know, out in front. You know, it was one of those where it's like, oh, we're going to like have the football team come to all of the elementary schools.
Right.
Who's going to be there? Trevor's going to be there because he's the one that everyone wants to see. And the minute his national signing day went public and it was like, I'm going to Nebraska, go Big Red, everybody in that circle of Elkhorn knew where he was going.
Yeah.
It was like the biggest headline news. It was the front page of the Post Gazette
Yeah.
Well,
the
he-
next week.
He went to Notre Dame. but
And I was
not
gonna
Nebraska.
say, you know, it
Did he?
it would also help.
Boo.
It would also help if Central was a little bit more on the winning side lately.
Yeah, agreed. 100% agreed.
And right, wrong, that's my phrase. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You chose Illinois.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people do.
Would he
And-
have gotten more pub had he gone to Nebraska? Obviously, he would
I think there's something to the fact that people legitimately didn't know if Carter Nelson was coming to Nebraska or Georgia. I mean, obviously, it kind of seemed the last couple of days
Yeah, it
leaning
was up in
towards,
the air.
more towards Nebraska, but I honestly think there was a lot of people that were still a little worried about the Bulldogs getting a yes from Carter Nelson. But one thing that I also wonder, and I think this is maybe the most important part of all of it, is how many principals or athletic directors care about athletics or what that means to their schools.
How many of these principals were even in education a couple years ago?
And I don't mean that strictly at OPS either.
Yeah,
I mean I'm talking about across the board. How much value do
But
the
yes,
people
that's a good point.
that how many people do you are in a high enough position to make these calls that know that their offensive lineman is being recruited by 4 Power 5 schools?
Yeah.
And I think it seems like there's kind of a, I hate to say it this way, but like a dirty feeling with athletics at some schools that maybe they get too much publicity and we need to make it more about the education, and it kind of gets taken out on the athletes. I think that happens at some schools, and it just feels political at times when it probably shouldn't. And it should be about a young man from Central Omaha that is getting an opportunity to leave the state, better himself, and get an opportunity in Champaign, Illinois.
You know, I don't think it would take much manpower at all to put, you know, maybe 5 to 10 people together at the TAC building in charge of sports public relations. You know,
yeah, I think that's
it is a
something that-
factor going forward. You know, we already know of families who have moved out of OPS to other school districts for better athletic opportunities for the children. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You know, some people would say, where are your priorities as a parent? Why are sports so important? Well, they can shape a person's future.
Yeah.
And the opportunities that they get going forward. And if it's not playing out the way that they feel it should, you know, where they would like, then you got to do what's best for the most of us will do what's best for the child.
Yes.
in our
And there are a
opinion.
lot of factors, unfortunately, that go into making that move, as
Right.
I've heard from so many parents and so many children of those parents in
Mhm.
sort of similar situations.
Yeah.
He brought it up on air, so I don't think, and I know he listens to this show, so I don't think he'd be bothered by me bringing it up. But a guy that spends a ton of time talking about athletics and calls into this station a lot is Michigan Lance, and he chose to move to Jacksonville, Florida, because he thought it gave his son the better opportunity to become a Division I athlete.
Fair.
You have people that are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that extreme. And I condone Lance for doing it. He thought that his kid deserves a little more of an opportunity, and he wanted to give him the chance to play sports all year round. But if you're OPS and you see all these schools opening up west of your district, and you hear stories about people, let's take this another degree. You hear stories about people moving out to get opportunities at other places. Should you be doing something about that? I think you should, right? How do we make sure
as a public institution, though? How much can you do?
You because the funding has to be there, the community has to be behind it. There's a ton of things that go into it.
Yeah,
but how do we get more kids going out for football at Omaha Benson? How do we get more kids involved at softball at Omaha Northwest?
Is it possible we are starting to see some of the residual effects of CT? You know, the risks of CTE and things of that nature?
Yes, 100%. But I think there's certain schools like we're
as well as social media.
You have Ron Colley and Duchesne that combine their softball teams, right?
Yeah.
I think that's got to be a conversation. How do we get more? I'm not making this about OPS. I'm talking about in general. How do you get more kids involved to where you don't have to do that? Where we have enough players. One of the things that I found incredibly refreshing and impressive was we get the numbers that we have downloads for the segments we do, and we had the Omaha South softball team in here.
Right.
That segment alone did over 200 downloads. So there's interest in the program, and,
right?
And when we had them in here, and the coach talking about, well, we need more girls to go out for the team, and we had the Benson girls basketball coach in here and said, I got 5 girls on my team. That's it. We have 5.
Right.
We go down to an injury, we're playing down a man.
Yeah.
And seeing the support, and I'm not breaking my arm, patting myself in the back here. I'm not trying to do it, but seeing the downloads and the interest and the calls we get and the emails and whatever it may be gives me hope that there is going to be growing interest in that sport, or even lacrosse. The players that we had come in here, but I really think that the schools themselves, whether it be Elkhorn, OPS, Bellevue Public Schools, Ainsworth, whatever, need to have an internal meeting. Okay, what's our lowest numbered sport? How many? What sport has the lowest number of kids going out for? How do we improve that? Because it makes it makes it better for everybody. And take some self-inventory.
I'm going to say one of the things that, and again, this is a forced thing at Mount Michael that they make everybody do their freshman year. When you
shave your head, okay.
Actually, well, keep the hair above the ears. That gentleman that came in here with the mustache, I was like, oh, that's a summer mustache right there. I was like, I know some of you are gonna have to cut that hair when school starts again. But
like you
no,
play for the Yankees
in the fall and in the spring, you show up on campus, you are told, hey, we don't care. You have to play a sport. You're in the fall semester and in the spring semester of your freshman year of high school. No matter what.
See, I think there's something to that, but I think it should be you have to be involved in an activity, because I think about
that's what I.
But maybe because
I was going to say that was what I was going to point out is it's not quite buildable at other schools.
Yeah,
but it at least gives someone that opportunity when you say you need to be involved in an activity in a sport to say, hey, maybe you never thought you'd be good at cross country. Turns out you're the fastest kid on the team. Congratulations.
Yeah. Involvement in sports.
You never thought you'd want to be a triple jumper. And guess what? You're good at it.
Involvement in these sports is where you get the publicity. And as we've mentioned, that's where this is. I'm just saying this from personal experience. I'm obviously a swimmer at Youngstown State, and I went to Omaha. I went to Omaha South.
Oh, did you?
Now, tell me this: 5 years ago, if you said Omaha South and swimming in the same sentence, it didn't make sense. People didn't understand it because people that I went to school with didn't realize we had a pool in the building. That's what the team was at that point. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here or anything.
How do you miss it?
But that's exactly my thought.
I thought he was actually baloneying me the first time he was like, oh yeah, we got this kid. He's going to be interning this summer. He was a swimmer at Omaha South. I was like,
and here's where when I went out for the team. Well, when I went out for the team, for all those who are just listening, I'm doing air quotes. There were 6 guys and maybe 7 girls who went out for the team.
Yeah.
as the season went on and as we started getting a little bit more press from the school, because this kind of stuff we were doing just my freshman year was something that the school had never seen before. And then as we grew, by the time I was,
because you're a big deal.
and again, for South swimming, I was.
Okay.
And I don't like saying that because I don't like
I made you do
saying,
it.
yeah, you did. But by the time I graduated and the numbers that we saw, we had over 20 per gender trying out.
Nice.
Which is just awesome. I'm more proud of that than I am of any school record of anything that I ever accomplished there.
Sure.
And I got some press from news stations because what I was doing, again, I broke 8 school records by like my sophomore year because the program was just not good.
Non-existent. Yeah.
And so I had a news story about me. I had people write articles about me. I was on your show and everything. And it was like, well, it's awesome. I loved all that. But at the same time, I care way more about what the program is now. They have a great coach, Anthony Miles. I hope you're listening. You are just an awesome dude. He really has taken on the sport in the best way. And the school starts to realize that in these smaller sports, we're seeing these success stories that have now translated into more people wanting to be there.
Can I tell you something? Here, I want you to get your thought on. I'll say what I was going to say. Can you try to say something for a second?
No.
No.
I hate to be Debbie Down here.
Yeah, good.
But
you usually are.
Culturally, how you said sports is how you get the notoriety. You brought attention to it, but unfortunately, sports is no longer the easiest way to get attention in your school.
That's very true. Very
social
true.
media has brought this, being a star, going viral, as these kids think it's an occupation.
It kind of is.
It is. I mean, you can make a living off of it, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot more, and it's obviously it's going to vary where you go. And that's a discussion for a different day on a different show. But
I think that matters, though.
I also believe the Omaha World Herald does not cover OPS sports the way that they used to. Because they were the voice, in my opinion. I mean, that's where I got all my sports growing up as far as.
I didn't want to say this, but I'm going to because you said that.
I know you got, inroads with.
No, that's not even that.
I don't, sauce.
But it goes back to the.
I'll say it.
But no, it goes back to the Central was 1-11 last year. Discussion is okay to be covered and be talked about by a major publication. You have to win. There has to be something to talk about. We don't value that here because we want to talk to everybody. We appreciate the stories better than the win-loss.
Well, and it's how valuable is he if his team went 1-11 last year?
See, and I think
guarantee you that's what some of these reporters are saying to themselves.
Without a doubt. But anybody that's ever seen Caleb Python play knows the answer.
He's
to
a
that.
large individual that can move people.
Yeah, knows the answer
without
to that
a problem.
But I think there's something to that though. Is maybe build it and they'll come. Win, and you'll probably get the attention you want.
I think folks are seeing that the business end of sports is officially starting when you make your announcement for college. You know what I mean? It's and yeah, you're seeing that everyone's not going to approve of your decisions.
And I was just about to say this, but I literally got 3 text messages and a Twitter message about it at the same time. Is Nick Rubeck at the World Herald does an amazing job. Okay. He covers wrestling, he covers soccer, he's on the football beat, he was out there at the locker room camp. So it's worth noting that the World Herald's not what it used to be. You've got a lot of other outlets that they don't cover things because other outlets are doing it as well. So.
I see Bellevue on the front page of the sports page. I see Prep on the front. I haven't seen an OPS school. I
hate to say this, but I can't even remember the last time I bought a paper.
Yeah. Well, let me say
there's
this.
that issue as well.
Let me say this stuff for any athlete or coach out there like listening to this right now.
There's a bunch right now.
Yeah, exactly. But just even though the publicity might not be there, keep your head high because you guys are doing the right things. High school 100%. Sports right now are
there's only one direction to go.
Exactly, but just keep doing what you're doing. Like that's why we love this show is because we get to talk with some of these coaches and athletes, and we will do everything we can to get the publicity that you guys deserve.
Social media is not an occupation, kids.
I just want to give a quick update. Speaking of social media, that was right.
It's a hustle.
The Sams and Briggs Memorial Game at Tally Anderson Field between Omaha Central and Omaha North is tonight.
Nice.
It's at 8:00. Please stop by. Starts at 8 p.m. You can get tickets now. So we'll be right back. We got into a lot there. I think we still got a lot more to unpack about all that. If you missed the Who Wants to Smoke segment, Apparently it was us tonight. Check it out at SoundCloud.com/afterhours1620. It was brought to you by 402 Barbecue. Stop by 3027 South 84th Street, Monday through Saturday from 11 to 6. Try mine and Rob's personal favorites, the Cadillac sandwich. It's brisket, it's pork. Stopped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Make sure you mention Kelly and the team. You heard about them on After Hours. They're going to throw in a soda at the purchase and the mention of our show. 402 Barbecue, 3027 South 84th Street. Stop by tomorrow. Grab lunch. What does Iowa look like post-Gary Barta? We discussed here on 1620 Zone. Hey, everyone, it's Jimmy Allen here for Alpha Electrical Contractors. Could your living room use electrical lighting? Maybe you're a business owner and your building could use a little more livening up as people return to the office. Let Alpha Electrical Contractors come out, brighten your home or your business today. There's no job too big or too small for Alpha Electrical Contractors. Give them a call tonight at 402-253-4789. Alpha Electrical Contractors, locally owned and lighting up Nebraska.
What's better than smoked meats? Smoked meats and sweet treats. Get the 402 barbecue truck to come to your event or stop by 402 Barbecue's drive-thru at 84th and Spring today. Try Rob and Jimmy's favorite. It's the Cadillac. It's brisket and pork topped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Choose between one of their 6 handmade sauces to pair up with your favorite sandwich. Mention After Hours and the 402 Barbecue team will throw in a free soda with purchase.
Why are we staining this deck again?
It's gotta be done.
Look at Mike and Cheryl. They never have to stain their deck. They just get to sit out there and enjoy life.
That low maintenance sure looks great.
What's stopping us from having the finer things in life?
Are you already dreading working out in the heat on that deck again this summer? Get yourself a low-maintenance deck. Check out Foresman'sFinest.com and have the finest deck builders in Omaha come build your dream deck this summer.
Hey, Mark, that's a fine-looking deck.
Thanks, Mike. Got it from Forceman's Finest Decks.
Check out Foresman'sFinest.com today and have the finest deck in Omaha.
Has wind or hail taken its toll on your roof or siding? Or would you just want to take some preventative action ahead of the seasonal storms? Go with local. Go with trusted. Go with Pyramid Roofing. Give Pyramid Roofing a call today and have Omaha's best roofer for the last 11 years come out and make sure there are no leaks or long-term lingering issues with your roof. Find out more at pyramidroof.com or call 402-502-9300.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Whether your baseball player is looking for rookie development to build a foundation for better baseball tomorrow, all-star camps to improve skills, make new friends and have fun, or advanced training from college coaches and players to teach them the proper approach and mindset to provide the best opportunity to improve their game, the Strike Zone has a summer camp that's right for you. Camps are running in June and July with a variety of times and levels of skill available. Head over to StrikeZoneOmaha.com and click camps to sign up the player in your life today. If you're a home or business owner and need affordable and reliable electrical work done, look no further than Alpha Electrical Contractors. There's no job too big or too small for them. They can update your electrical system and enhance your current lighting situation. Brighten your living room or office space today. Call Alpha Electrical Contractors at 402-253-4789. That's 402-253-4789. Alpha Electrical Contractors, family owned and taking care of Nebraska.
Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear is the premier suit buying experience in the Metro. Stop by the store at 78th and Dodge for all your wedding and business attire needs. We've been making sure Omaha is looking sharp for the past 50 years, and we can do it for you. From Mizzen and Maine to Johnny O, if you're trying to look your best, Jerry Ryan has you covered. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 7824 West Dodge Road in Omaha.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Did you know that Bellevue University is investing nearly $32 million into its campus facilities in the next few years? Construction is underway on the brand new athletics field house, and there's already a multi-million-dollar science lab and sustainability greenhouse, a state-of-the-art cybersecurity lab, modern apartment-style student housing, and a contemporary math lab. Schedule a campus tour soon and see the Bellevue campus for yourself.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
$6:46 on a Thursday night here on 1620 The Zone. brought to you by Bellevue University. Head over to bellevue.edu. Register for classes. Become a Bruin tonight. I don't know if my text messages are going to stop. We've got a lot of people with OPS takes letting us know that we're wrong, we're stupid, we're correct, we're speaking the truth.
If you want your voice heard, 40, what is it? 402.
Give us a fake name, 402-951-1620. Nobody will know it's you. But
seriously, do it, please.
I'll say this: there were several OPS head coaches that just texted us and said that we were spot on with some of that stuff. So for every you guys are idiots,
we know
what I'm talking about. There were people that agreed with us. So
every PJ Fleck liker, there's a PJ Fleck hater.
I would just
not one person agreed with you, by the way. I hope you know that.
Actually, my brother-in-law did. Thank you, Mark.
I would like folks to just like check with the people around you first, real quick. Take inventory. Like, are these guys right? Do you hear what they're saying?
Well, also the beauty of people having different.
But if you have a direct line to Jimmy Allen, I mean,
I ain't giving you that
exercise
number.
that
tweet
one
me
right
for
there.
_Taryn on Twitter. Please do it. My Twitter.
But I mean, I think
I understand the point of view.
There's
though.
still a lot of pride in OPS.
Very much so.
You've got people that are like, quit moving to Gretna. We need to make sure Burke wins another state title. Which that's what I want. That's what I want to hear.
If you want to call Jimmy Allen, it's 402-867-5309.
I
got it.
I thought he was going to go Mike Jones on me for a second. 281-330-80. Okay, sorry.
Hawkeye football.
Hawkeye football. Thank you, Taryn, for keeping us on track here. Gary Barta, the longtime athletic director at Iowa, is out of well, he's probably still living in Iowa City. But
do you want to come on the show?
Love to have him. He's actually been on a rendition of this show in a past life. So, Gary,
during hours.
Gary, if you're
played that card already,
if you're listening, I think I still have his cell phone.
Got his number?
You know, I just realized, like, I'll tell you that off.
Okay.
That was a humble
I saw
brag.
that twinkle in your eye.
No, that was just a humble brag that I didn't need to say out loud. But it makes you wonder about the future of Iowa football. Kirk Ferentz has now been there 1999.
It's the dawn of time.
Essentially. So
prior century.
You're looking at a 24-year career. Kirk doesn't want to hear this, but he's not getting any younger.
Is he the longest tenured coach in college football?
The Big
right
Ten.
now?
Big Ten he is.
Yes.
I think he's top 3, maybe.
Trying to think who would be there longer at the school.
I'm looking it up.
I think he's the longest tenured head
going.
coach. It's kind of hard to beat 24 years. But there's a contingency of the Iowa fan base that looked at the hire in 1999 that happened in Norman, Oklahoma, and said, well, that guy's a former Hawkeye. He turned it around 2 years, won a national championship. Bob Stoops, there's a lot of people that Bob Stoops is an Iowa alum. He wanted to coach at Iowa. He applied for that job. Gets the Oklahoma job, and obviously in the same year that Kirk Ferentz gets the job at Iowa.
He is the longest tenured.
I figured he was. There was only
second is Gary Patterson from TCU. And third is Kyle Whittingham.
Gary Patterson's not even at TCU anymore. So
well, then he is by far.
Yes. Kyle Whittingham is the only one that I was thinking of, and I couldn't remember how long he'd been there. So it becomes really interesting because that voice that said, you know, Bob Stoops has played here, should have hired an Iowa guy. There's one of those guys in your divisions aren't going to be a thing. There's one of those guys in the Big Ten right now that fits that description. He's got a Tiger Hawk tattooed on him. Just coaching in Champaign, Illinois right now.
I don't know what a Tiger Hawk is.
Would be the mask, the logo.
Is that really?
Yeah.
What they call the Iowa mascot logo?
Yeah, it's the Tiger Hawk. You guys did not? No? Okay.
Tiger Hawk?
It's a Tiger Hawk. That's what it's called.
You would think I would know, considering I stare at one every day across out my door from my cubicle.
I call it a chicken, but it is what it is.
We need one of those. The more you know, Raymond.
Chicken Hawk.
Ta-da.
Yeah, Chicken Hawk. That's more what it should be called. But Brett Bielema played at Iowa. Obviously has a knack for winning in the Big Ten. Is it a bad look? Dan, you're really bad at whispering. Is it a bad look for Brett Bielema to coach a third Big Ten West school if that job comes open?
No.
I don't think so either. With that being said,
it's a step up from Illinois.
With that being said, I think Brett Bielema retires in Illinois.
Really?
He's got a good thing going.
I think he saw what it looked like when you have a good thing going and you leave, and probably doesn't want to go through that again.
Can I give you a situation that I really want your take on specifically, Jimmy? You said the other day, you said, if like the Penn State job opens up,
Matt Rule, yeah,
and Matt Rule goes there, how about Iowa's coaching position? Who fills that position? Maybe Penn State goes, you know what? We don't need Franklin anymore.
Kirk Ferentz.
I'm saying Ferentz is out of Iowa.
Okay.
Penn State opens up, and then that means James Franklin's out there. Could you see James Franklin end up in Iowa City?
Yeah.
No.
You keep talking.
Really?
We were talking buyout heavy the other day.
No,
that
no.
situation. And
you mean if he gets fired?
I don't think he's gonna get fired.
Yeah, because I think that's the only I think he either leaves for an SEC job or he gets fired. That's the only way I see him leaving Penn State.
To the SEC.
I think the
I also just don't think
the USC thing kind of had legs to it, but there was no way that was happening. But
I think he's overrated as a coach.
I think he's underrated.
You imagine him
I think
just
he's
like a
underrated
polo?
as a coach. But the other discussion breaks down to, do we go internal here? And I think you've got three guys. Well, I think there's two guys and one guy that just gets forced into discussion because Daddy's the head coach. But
yeah,
Phil Parker and LeVar Woods are two guys that are going to be on a lot of people's short lists for group of 5 jobs. And I think LeVar Woods is an absolute superstar and should heavily be considered to be the next head coach at Iowa, whatever Kirk gets to
whenever his AARP
that point.
benefits are kicking in.
Whenever he has to start taking money out of Social Security.
He will never have to do that.
But I don't think it may be in the best interest for Iowa to hire any one of those three, and obviously the third being Brian Ferentz. Because I think naturally there's going to be a divide in the locker room. And for a program that hasn't had that in the better part of 2 decades, I don't know if you necessarily want to deal with that situation. It feels like there would be less divide by going outside of the program if you did that.
Definitely. Somebody been there with someone that's been there that long. You've gone past the window.
Well, it's obvious he wanted to make Brian the next head coach.
Understood.
That's painfully obvious.
Understood.
It's also equally painfully obvious that's not happening.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think Ferentz football is winning in the Big Ten anymore.
Ooh, hot take.
And if you replace him with one of his clones, you're not doing anything. You're just putting a different face as the head of the situation. So
seeing that in Madison right now,
kind of similar to Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame.
They need a facelift.
Well, it's what you see in Wisconsin right now. Barry Alvarez is out. They changed the philosophy that it's an air raid system now. You bring in Luke Fickell. The other interesting name that's going to get brought up when this happens, and I think he's going to continue to be brought up for bigger name jobs because he deserves to. A caller once called in the show, told me I was an idiot for this, and then called in and apologized the following year. Chris Kleiman is an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
He's from Iowa,
Yes.
went to Northern Iowa, recruits the
Panthers.
state incredibly well. And it's very similar.
Yeah,
Manhattan and Iowa City. The Husker in me hates saying this out loud. Iowa City's a little more fun.
Closer to Chicago.
But this is where the discussion is going to get interesting, though, because everybody else we brought up, I think Bielema will be lower down the salary totem pole just because of what happened at Arkansas, and you could kind of use that as leverage. We don't know if it can work here, whatever. Kirk Ferentz makes $7 million a year.
Yeah.
Chris Kleiman makes 4.5. Chris Kleiman was a heartbeat away from the college football playoff last year.
Yeah.
And won the Big 12. Now I think he's going to get an astronomical raise sooner rather than later. He's going to deserve it. But is Iowa willing to play the balance the check game?
That's what I was wondering.
When it comes to hiring the next head coach, because I think the answer is going to be no. And it's going to matter who fills that athletic director role. But it kind of feels like Iowa City isn't a place where you go to get paid.
And I was almost going to say that they're going to go in with the expectation of this is what you've done for Ferentz. This is what I expect. And I'm expecting a very high bar to be set.
See, now it's going to matter the narrative behind it too.
True.
Because I think if we end up seeing Phil Parker or LeVar Woods get this job, I think it's because Iowa didn't want to pay a bigger name to come in. Not necessarily because they deserve it, because I think both of those guys would, but I think that's going to be more the narrative behind it. We'll see what happens, though. If you missed that segment, check it out at soundcloud.com/afterhours1620. The segment was brought to you by Going Vertical Omaha. Going Vertical Omaha is the premier basketball training facility in the Midwest, working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way up through the pros. You can see some NBA guys hanging out at Going Vertical Gym. If If you, the basketball player in your life could benefit from elite level sports performance training, check out the academy at goingverticalomaha.com tonight. We'll be right back. Finding out what's trending on social media, talking to Dan Campenden and more here on 1620 Zone.
Hey everybody, Rob Love here for Pyramid Roofing. Does it get a little drafty in your house? Is your roof leaking? Spring is here, so let the number one roofer in Omaha 12 straight years come take care of your roof, windows, gutters, or siding. They do it all. Call Pyramid at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today.
Take your business to the next level. Reach more customers and expand your online presence. Pixel Fire Marketing is here to help. Pixel Fire Marketing creates high-quality professional websites tailored to your business. Their experts are with you every step of the way to make sure your website is visually appealing, user-friendly, and optimized for search engines. They also offer web design, development, hosting, and maintenance. Get started on your website. Visit pixelfiremarketing.com. That's pixelfiremarketing.com now to learn more.
Has wind or hail taken its toll on your roof or siding? Or would you just want to take some preventative action ahead of the seasonal storms? Go with local. Go with trusted. Go with Pyramid Roofing. Give Pyramid Roofing a call today and have Omaha's best roofer for the last 11 years come out and make sure there are no leaks or long-term lingering issues with your roof. Find out more at pyramidroof.com or call 402-502-9300.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Whether your baseball player is looking for rookie development to build a foundation for better baseball tomorrow, all-star camps to improve skills, make new friends and have fun, or advanced training from college coaches and players to teach them the proper approach and mindset to provide the best opportunity to improve their game, the Strike Zone has a summer camp that's right for you. Camps are running in June and July with a variety of times and levels of skill available. Head over to StrikeZoneOmaha.com and click camps to sign up the player in your life today.
Going Vertical Basketball Academy is the premier sports performance training facility in the Midwest. Working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way to college and the pros, GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group sessions. They also offer elite-level sports performance training for athletes of all sports. Check out the Academy at 10700 Sap Brothers Drive in Omaha or at GoingVerticalOmaha.com. That's GoingVerticalOmaha.com.
If you're a home or business owner and need affordable and reliable electrical work done, look no further than Alpha Electrical Contractors. There's no job too big or too small for them. They can update your electrical system and enhance your current lighting situation. Brighten your living room or office space today. Call Alpha Electrical Contractors at 402-253-4789. That's 402-253-4789. Alpha Electrical Contractors, family owned and taking care of Nebraska.
It's wedding season, and if you need a suit for you, your groomsmen, maybe even your father-in-law, look no further than Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Family owned and operated, Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear has been making sure grooms all across the Midwest look great on the big day for the past 50 years. Suits, sports coats, jackets, you name it, they have it. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 7824 West Dodge Road in Omaha.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
If you're ready to pursue your next goal, talk to the team at Bellevue University. Since 1966, we've been making education accessible to students locally and nationally. We know we can help you too. You can choose from more than 80 career-focused degrees plus certificate programs that are flexible, affordable, and available both on campus and online on your schedule. Whatever path you choose, our team will be there to support you and help you achieve your goal. Find out more at bellevue.edu.
It's hot out, and that can only mean one thing: baseball. Chesterman Coca-Cola is teaming up with Metro Area Hy-Vees during the College Baseball Championship Tournament to give you Core Power 2 for $5 and Core Power Elite 2 for $7. Powerade 28-ounce singles 10 for just $10. And Body Armor 12-ounce 8-packs for just $5.99. Specials run May 31st through June 27th. Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee, making the ping of the bat a little more hydrated this summer.
Make this baseball season a home run with Templeton Rye Whiskey for the strong-spirited. With an all-star lineup of 4-year, 6-year, and 10-year reserve, Templeton Rye is crafted with a strong community spirit, the perfect way to celebrate your home team. Templeton Rye Whiskey for the strong-spirited, available near you.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
7:02 on a Thursday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Head over to bellevue.edu, register for classes, become a Bruin. Tonight's start fall off right, but heading down to Bellevue University. It's time for the social media soundbite where Dan Campion and or maybe plus Taryn Ferdima
Just Dan Campion.
passes the buck because he doesn't work to Dan Campion.
No, I did by yourself. Don't worry.
I was like, to be fair, Taryn did all by herself tonight.
We don't give him credit for anything here.
We do.
But it
Feel
is
loved.
time for the social media soundbite. Dan Campion, what's trending on social media?
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
We literally have a drum roll drop.
I know we do, but I like doing it with my mouth.
Okay. There's a Michael Scott reference.
I'll pull it out. Okay. So this morning on Twitter, one second, I'm going to adjust my mic. I'm hunting. This morning on Twitter, I found a lovely list that is allegedly from ESPN.
Allegedly.
That is all of the sports ranked by difficulty.
Yes.
I'm so in for this discussion.
God.
Let's go.
Yes.
Please. I think I know what number 1 is.
The top 5 in order from 1 to 5 are boxing.
1 being the most difficult.
Yes.
Okay.
Boxing, ice hockey, football, basketball, and wrestling.
Wow.
Now, as you move further down the list, number 7, tennis. Number 9, baseball / softball. Number 10, soccer. Number 11, skiing alpine. 14 is lacrosse. 16 is pole vault. 18 and 19, respectively, are speed skating and figure skating. 21 is volleyball. 25 is skiing freestyle. 29 is ski jumping. 30th is badminton.
I just see the clock working over here.
31st is skiing Nordic, aka cross country skiing. 36th is swimming, all strokes at distance.
We all know that swimming is the easiest sport.
Number
I knew you were gonna say
45
that.
is swimming, all strokes at sprint.
Have you said water polo yet?
Have you said
47
gymnastics
is
yet?
table tennis. Number 51 is golf. 56 curling. 58 is shooting. And last but not least, number 60 on the list is
Football.
fishing.
Okay.
Gymnastics comes in at number 8, and water polo
Okay.
comes in at number 12, just after alpine skiing.
I have so many things wrong with this list.
First of all, first and foremost, it's not even debatable. Hockey is the most difficult sport to play,
I think
right?
I think I can agree with that.
You have to skate while simultaneously having hand-eye coordination. And at any point, a grown man can come put your face into a glass window.
Ooh, I don't mind that. I'm kind of surprised gymnastics is as low as it is.
Yeah. Go try to do a pole or not a pole vault,
There you go.
A bar routine?
There you go.
What's the
no,
golf?
wait, no, nobody, nobody tell him. Make him figure this one
Where
out.
was golf?
You just took a dump on swimming, so I'm making you figure this one out. on
I'm
your
sorry.
own,
I
Jimmy.
just feel like hitting the
It's a
golf
balance
ball
beam.
Out
is
of
one
the
of hardest
60,
things.
That's not
golf
also-
is
the
number
horse.
51.
Where they
51.
horse vault, where they put their hands down.
I don't think it's called horse.
Well, the thing's called a horse. I don't know. What's it called? What's the where they vault? Where they
I
run
think
and they
this
put their hand on the
list is
It's just called the
subjective.
vault.
vault? Okay, horse vault. Whatever. We'll call it a horse
Where
vault.
did you have?
It's
where-
not a horse vault.
where
It's
did they have
just
swimming
called
on
the
there?
vault.
We'll
The
call it a
vault.
horse vault.
Yeah.
They vault off a horse.
No, it's not. It's just called vault.
Okay, well,
The horse that you're thinking of is
Pommel
a
horse.
completely different event. Yes, called the pommel horse.
that's what they put their hand on, though, right? It's the same thing, isn't it? No.
It's because they straddle it.
Sorry, guys. I didn't do my gymnastics research tonight. I didn't know we were talking about it.
See, it's
I
so
thought
hard
this
you don't
was a
even remember.
sports show.
But, are we in agreement that ice hockey has got to be the most difficult sport?
Oh, 100%.
I
Okay.
would agree with that.
And to be honest, I kind of think you gotta put football above basketball, or you gotta put wrestling above football and basketball.
I put wrestling too, by the way.
Yeah,
I would put
Easily.
boxing. I put boxing too.
Nobody.
I don't.
Nobody has a wrestler's.
I don't
chance.
mind boxing it too because the thing is, when you said you can get your face bashed in at any time in hockey.
That's all you're doing.
Literally all you're doing in
Right.
boxing.
But that's why I put hockey above boxing
I'm-
because you have to simultaneously skate and maintain a puck while doing it.
I'm just surprised that a lot of those hand-eye coordination sports are so far down. Golf?
No respect.
the one. So the
Where-
one that really surprises
Where
me.
was horse vaulting?
Equestrian?
That could be it.
What is the equestrian at?
That's a that's a
Jousting.
a Midwestern sport. Horse vaulting.
Actually, horse racing is on this list, and it's at 50.
Nobody knows what it's like to be a horse. That's a
I love
Yeah.
I love the fact that fishing is 60. though.
Jockeys
give it-
fall off
they
the
give it
horse
for
all the time.
jockeys.
listen. If the sport results in you bleeding through your lungs, that probably should be number one.
Yeah,
Throw that out
So
there.
the thing that surprises me the most about this is there are certain events like racquetball and squash, which I guess if you play competitively might be tough, but I don't think racquetball and squash is harder to do than ski jumping.
Yeah, not at all.
I don't
You
think that
land right
badminton
If
is
you-
harder to do than cross country skiing.
If you can run and maintain your body in a natural form, like with your feet firmly on the ground, the other option is automatically more difficult.
Mr. Camperton, is diving on that list somewhere?
Diving is 35th.
How
And
many
where's-
sports were there?
Where's swimming at? Where were the two swimming ones at? In relation?
Both of the swimmings were at 36 and 45.
How many were on the list?
Distance 36, sprint 45. There were
Okay.
60 on the list.
Okay. Anybody
put-
listening, if you're not a competitive swimmer, if you want to go swim a 50 and tweet me your time, I would love to see where you would put
I'm
this
glad
on.
That's what I was about to say too. I've skied with people who are like college level,
Yeah.
just college level Nordic skiers,
I'd love to see it.
and they will take you out.
Yeah, they will mess you
Well,
up.
and I'm glad you said that because, like I said, I put hockey number 1, I put wrestling number 2, I put water polo number 3. You have to tread
water
water
for like an hour.
swim the whole time, and do athletic feats while doing it.
Water polo is difficult, incredibly fun. Actually, I wonder, is ultimate frisbee somewhere on that list as
No,
well?
and it better not be.
I actually don't think
If
so.
fishing's
but-
on there, putting ultimate frisbee out of the list isn't that crazy of an idea. Bass fishing is a sport, though. I will give it that.
Ultimate frisbee is just cross country with a frisbee.
Isn't that where they play football?
Yes, you have takes. I could see your thoughts here.
I was just gonna say, I just think that this entire list, this subject is subjective to what one feels is difficult.
Yeah, does it say if one person or multiple people came up with this list, Dan?
So that is the problem. Is it doesn't say
millennials
who specifically
don't come
came
out
up
the
with the
house?
list?
This came from Ridgewood Elementary School, where they ranked their 5.
Let's see.
hardest
So
sports.
the original tweet, it says it's from some random golf account, and it says ESPN ranked sports by difficulty. Golf at 51.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Clearly, they've never golfed. Whoever wrote this list.
Competitive
Yeah.
skydiving.
Where's laser?
They used to
tag?
be on ESPN back in the day.
By
the way,
is tag on there? Tag's on ESPN.
Ooh.
Yeah, tag is on ESPN, and it is not.
Is darts on there? Or
No.
cornhole?
There's a World Series of it.
Or cornhole?
So that's what doesn't really
Bowling.
that's what doesn't make sense to me, because you have things. I mean, again, it is very subjective, but
A
you
lot of
have
things
like
don't make sense on this list.
competitive water skiing,
Bare knuckle boxing.
like canoe and kayak sports. That's number 49. But weightlifting is like
thing.
number 44, which technically there is a degree of difficulty to weightlifting that is individualized to each person who is doing said weightlifting.
And the majority of the rest of these sports require you
Mm-hmm.
to do weightlifting to compete in
To
them.
prepare.
Yes.
Can people
Can I
listening?
make a statement real quick?
You can, Jimmy.
about bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah.
And this
Should be illegal.
turn.
It is illegal in most states.
stop doing this. I
Yeah.
mean, I've got two
Somebody's gonna die
got two friends that do it consistently out at Ralston or
for free sometimes.
Bare knuckle fighting.
and I know they're
After out of this corner.
I know they're a
In
sponsor
parking
of the
lots.
station, so I hate bad. It's just such a bad idea.
It
There's
is.
better ways to make a living, people. Hey, we got to get to the next segment. If you missed the social media soundbite, want to find out what Dan thinks is the most difficult sport in the world, check it out. SoundCloud.com/afterhour1620 is brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. If your business could benefit from online marketing, or maybe you need a website or a logo design, Pixel Fire Marketing can do all that. And they're located right here in Omaha. You don't have to work with somebody nationally to get a logo design for your business. Dan DeSive and crew can help you out, and they're local and just a phone call away, or you can check it out at pixelfiremarketing.com for more information today. We'll be right back. Buying or selling here on 1620 The Zone.
Hey everybody, Rob Love here for Forsman's Finest Decks. It's hot out there. If your house suffers from naked house syndrome, dress it up. Let the finest deck builders in Omaha come build you a deck, put a cover on it, and add that little something that your house has been missing. Head over to forsmansfinest.com and book your dream deck to be built this summer. Forsman's Finest Decks, building the finest decks in Omaha.
What's better than smoked meats? Smoked meats and sweet treats. Get the 402 barbecue truck to come to your event or stop by 402 Barbecue's drive-thru at 84th and Spring today. Try Rob and Jimmy's favorite, it's the Cadillac. It's brisket and pork topped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Choose between one of their 6 handmade sauces to pair up with your favorite sandwich. Mention After Hours and the 402 Barbecue team will throw in a free soda with purchase.
Sure is hot.
Yeah, why can't we cover our deck like Mike and Cheryl did?
Yeah, their deck sure is nice.
The ice in my drink melted.
Be the hero of your own story and protect your family from the sun. Call Forsman's Finest Decks and get your deck covered this summer.
How's your drink, sweetie?
Just fine. Thanks for calling Forsman's Finest Decks.
Spend more quality time outside without getting burned. Check out forsmansfinest.com today and have the finest summer yet.
Has wind or hail taken its toll on your roof or siding? Or would you just want to take some preventative action ahead of the seasonal storms? Go with local. Go with trusted. Go with Pyramid Roofing. Give Pyramid Roofing a call today and have Omaha's best roofer for the last 11 years come out and make sure there are no leaks or long-term lingering issues with your roof. Find out more at pyramidroof.com or call 402-502-9300.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Going Vertical Basketball Academy is the premier sports performance training facility in the Midwest. Working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way to college and the pros, GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group sessions. They also offer elite-level sports performance training for athletes of all sports. Check out the Academy at 10700 Sapp Brothers Drive in Omaha or at GoingVerticalOmaha.com. That's GoingVerticalOmaha.com.
If you're a home or business owner and need affordable and reliable electrical work done, look no further than Alpha Electrical Contractors. There's no job too big or too small for them. They can update your electrical system and enhance your current lighting situation. Brighten your living room or office space today. Call Alpha Electrical Contractors at 402-253-4789. That's 402-253-4789. Alpha Electrical Contractors, family owned and taking care of Nebraska.
Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear is the premier suit buying experience in the Metro. Stop by the store at 78th and Dodge for all your wedding and business attire needs. We've been making sure Omaha is looking sharp for the past 50 years, and we can do it for you. From Mizzen and Maine to Johnny O, if you're trying to look your best, Jerry Ryan has you covered. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 7824 West Dodge Road in Omaha.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
If you want all the advantages of a big college without any of the downside, talk to the team at Bellevue University. Everywhere you look, our students are thriving. They're winning sports championships, entering marketing competitions, and taking home awards, conducting science research, and getting published in academic journals, all while they're learning how to make a difference no matter what path they choose. Find out more about the Bruin Advantage at bellevue.edu.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
Let it fly. Your elevated sports bar experience. KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
7:16 on a Thursday night inside the After Hours Lounge. Jimmy Allen, Rob Love, Dan Camp, and Taryn Ferdima. Live with you here on 1620 Zone. Follow the show at After Hours 1620, where you can weigh in on these questions. It's time for Buy or Sell. Taryn, what do you got for us?
Oh, I'm so excited for this one. Jimmy, your powerhouse Pinstripes have now seen their 4th perfect game in franchise history, thanks to the likes of Domingo Germán, but are still sitting at a modest 3rd place in the AL East. Buy or sell this being the spark that can get the bats from the Bronx back on Broadway and help them catch the Rays.
I'm selling. I think they catch the Rays, but this is not why. I think them learning to play without Aaron Judge right now is helping them find a way to learn to win later in the season. Not relying on the captain to get the job done in the postseason is kind of what's ailed the Yankees in the past 5 seasons anyway. This might be addition by subtraction with getting Aaron Judge some rest. Obviously got to heal the toe, but letting him be healthy when the playoffs come around. This team learning to win without him is going to teach them a lot of lessons down the road. Not going to get a perfect game every night, but if you can get performances without your star player in right field, number 99 hitting a couple dingers, and learn how to win without that, you add that back into the equation, I think they can absolutely still win the AFC or the AFC East. The AL
That's another segment.
That's next.
Man, that was just a fun.
Hey, maybe the Yankees could win the AFC East.
They probably could.
Was that not just a fun game just to watch?
No, I watched
Giancarlo Stanton played for UCLA.
I recorded the whole thing, started in the 5th inning, started back from the beginning, and watched the whole thing all the way through. I can't stand watching commercials.
I only thought about you that entire game. I was just like, man, Jimmy's got to be so happy.
I get that a lot. Guys tell me they only think about me.
Jimmy makes the worst takes on his show.
I'm going to sell.
Okay.
I think this pitching staff, it's great. They got their 4th perfect game in franchise history. Good for them. You guys seem to like to celebrate things that are like the
Pointless.
4th greatest of all time type stuff.
Can I pop
But
out?
the top 3 would
Like
be all other Yankees,
like
right?
Aaron Judge hitting the
You
most
know,
home
it's
runs
all
in
good.
AL
It's all
history.
good.
Yeah.
But no, I sell because
agree with that.
I'm this pitching staff needs an overhaul. I know that they keep throwing bodies in there. They got a ton of prospects.
They just need to get younger.
They got to get younger. And just everybody. It seems like they just want to bring guys in that throw serious gas.
Jimmy,
That's going to solve everything, and it's not. You need to find some guys that can place in the zone anywhere, anytime. And they don't have that on their roster right now.
But I mean, you got Rodon that's hurt. You got Cortez that's out. I mean, you got some guys that are banged up in the starting rotation in the Bronx right now. That's not helping.
Do you guys know who the last pitcher was to throw a perfect game? I
Clemens?
feel like no. Rob, what's your
you
guess?
mean in Yankee history?
No,
or ever?
in
Was it
the
David
MLB.
Wells?
No. You know, Dan?
Pedro Martinez.
Or you
No.
just throw a no hitter.
Felix Hernandez with the Seattle Mariners in 2012.
That's right, because he was.
I thought you meant with the Yankees.
I did too. That's why.
1 point for the
I
young
said
man.
with the Yankees. Anyway.
Our next one, the CBS Sports crew just got a lot more interesting. The former Texan and Cardinal and multiple-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, J.J. Watt, will be joining the CBS Sports crew as an analyst and a member of the NFL Today pregame show. Buy or sell this being a good move for both Watt and CBS?
May I start?
Yes.
Please.
Buy. It is a good move for CBS because they're keeping him in the right spot.
Yep.
Do not let JJ Watt do games. He is more interesting as just a plain, straight up personality in a pregame show.
You think this is a good idea?
I think it's a good idea for him to do pregame.
Have you ever seen JJ Watt speak publicly?
Yes.
He's great. This is
Yeah,
a fantastic
I was
idea.
going to say, he's
I'm
so
buying-
good.
I'm buying as well.
I was a little
I was like,
concerned.
that's exactly why I want him to do it.
This is what CBS, NBC, Fox need to do. They need to find more roles for guys like this because not everybody is Tony Romo. Not everybody is Troy Aikman. You have some guy like Drew Brees. Drew Brees would have been a perfect pregame guy. He was horrible in the booth. And I think this is the right way to go, too.
I buy.
Yeah. JJ Watt's also just one of those lovable guys. You know, I don't know.
Ladies will love it.
I don't know a guy who doesn't
He's
really like
lovable to
JJ
some
Watt.
people.
Really?
Shout out Josh Hudson.
Yeah, I was going to
who
say
hates
Josh
JJ Watt.
Hudson would highly disagree with this, but
He absolutely cannot.
But I think a lot of the reason that he's gonna, he's gonna be a Hall of Famer is because of his personality. And I think that's gonna matter more now that we have more access to athletes, because if you are in a Head and Shoulders commercial and you're Troy Polamalu, that's gonna help your claim to a
That's
Hall
true.
of Fame. I really believe that. And
I also think the 2 Defensive Player of the Years really do help.
yeah,
his
no,
case.
without a doubt. But I mean, but
He's had a short career, though.
think about the conversations you have about players and how often you make a personal connection to them. And I think that matters when you're talking about Hall of Fame ballots as well.
Agreed. He's got the look as well. Let's keep it honest.
Big
All
burly
right?
man in the booth.
Did
you imagine that?
He's handsome.
Square
He is.
jawline.
You're not kicking JJ Watt out of bed.
No. Buy me dinner first.
He's got that little like I'm handsome. I got a rough broken nose
You
kind of
gotta
face.
have that going for you as well. JJ's doing well in that department.
You can understand why the ladies are interested.
My wife actually thinks JJ is
My wife.
rather attractive. So, hey,
Good
honey.
looking dude. He's a good looking dude. Shout out to Jose.
We mentioned the Suns a little bit yesterday, but Mr. Kyrie Andrew Irving, who is amongst the biggest NBA free agent targets this offseason, will be meeting with the Suns organization about his possible next destination. Buy or sell, Kai Razzle Dazzle rejoining KD, but this time in the PHX.
Sell
it all.
Mark Cuban is going to write him a fat check. Kyrie Irving will be back in Dallas.
Matt Ishbia, if you're listening to this show on any sort of an off chance, by the way, go green, go white. Do not let Kyrie Irving come to Phoenix.
Yeah.
It is the second worst idea you have ever had
Behind.
if you let him come to Phoenix.
Yeah, what's number one?
Yeah, what's number one?
Going on Real Sports with
Yeah,
Brian
that's
Gumble.
what- okay. I was just somewhere on the same page there.
It's just such a pointless sports
Should
story.
Kyrie be coming off the bench?
I think that's where he's best suited at this point in his career. I think him and James Harden both are.
Well, I mean, this wasn't on my list, but James Harden just opted into his contract. $33.5 million, I think, is the number. And he's now exploring a trade with the Philadelphia 76ers. And I think the top two teams are the Knicks and the...
Him and Jalen Brunson would be a really nice combo.
Man, the downside...
I don't hate that.
I don't think Philadelphia is taking a deal without possibly... It would either have to include Brunson. I think Barrett would be the one who's gone.
New York is not giving Jalen Brunson up. Good luck.
I think they would give up
They
RJ
fell
Barrett.
into that.
They
They
give
fell
up
into that,
quickly.
and Dallas was stupid to send him.
Man, what a stud he is.
Yeah, I did not.
I'm
understand
sorry,
that
Jimmy
one.
Allen. Super proud Dallas Maverick fan.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
I could
you wanna ask
see.
the next question?
I was gonna say I could see Harden taking a deal with the Knicks. That'd be
This one's not really
kind of a good place.
yeah, I
for
don't
him
hate it.
specifically.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
This one's not really Dallas Maverick related in the slightest, but let's head across the pond for some old footy, eh?
No.
Oh, which one?
That's the next one.
Oh man, that's such a good one.
We're behind it.
No, that's true.
And I got some take.
All the talk about the human embodiment of the Eiffel Tower, Victor Wembanyama, is starting to fade off, and the resurgence of last year's second overall pick, Chet Holmgren, has emerged, considering this season will also be regarded as his rookie year, along with Wemby. Buy or sell Chet and or other members of this rookie class, giving Victor a run for his money for rookie of the year. And I know, Jimmy, you mentioned on the show, I think you said you had Scoot possibly winning.
I got a better answer.
Brandon Miller.
I'm a Scoop guy.
Okay.
Scoot and Boogie?
I'm buying this, and it's not Chet Holmgren. I think Brandon Miller fits in
wow.
perfectly in the backcourt in Charlotte. I think him and LaMelo Ball are going to be a force to be. I think this is the year Charlotte gets over the hump
Be interesting.
and gets a 5, 6, 4 seed in the East. The other thing, to not make this about me, but hey, it's my show. I'm going to make it about me. I really legitimately think that Derek Lively, the former big man from Duke, being in that offense with Luka Doncic and being able to get some boards and put some points up and really fit into that system in Dallas, he's got a legit shot at making a claim for the Rookie of the Year.
I thought the Mavs won the draft.
I do
honestly.
too. I love the fit.
That was
and
great.
The other thing about Scoot is I don't think he's going. He might not be in Portland. We don't know. I mean, there's still a possibility of them trading him and a couple other picks for some pieces for Dame. Too.
I think
so.
it's
I'm not going to put him up there on that list.
I think it's more likely that we're going to see Scoot in a Portland uniform than we will Dame on come opening day.
I think you see both of them. I think it ends. I don't think they're going
I
to.
don't think it's
what
a
they
50-50.
want. I think it's probably 70-30 that both of those guys are in Portland.
Well, I think, again, I mentioned it yesterday. I think the Draymond Green meeting with Damian Lillard is going to be a big telltale sign of the future. But
Dame is trying to force their hand. I firmly believe that. I don't think
And
he
good for
wants
him.
To, yeah, and I think he should. I don't think he wants to.
I was going to say, I don't think it's a bad move.
Write it down, etch it in stone.
I don't have one
If
of those.
Chet Holmgren,
Your boy.
I hate him with a fiery passion.
Because he talks weird.
Thought there was gonna be a different F word in there. Almost.
If we weren't in the confines of these four beautiful walls, it would have been a different word.
I didn't get.
If he gets MVP, I will do anything super
Well,
gross
we're talk-
on air that we
we're-
have to
we're
do.
talking
I will
rookie
eat
of the
my
year.
own socks.
Dan, can we get a promise out of you? If Chet Holmgren wins the Rookie of the Year, Will you attempt the chicken nugget challenge that Connor Happer did?
Yes, I will.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. Hey, that was by yourself. You missed it tonight. Check it out at soundcloud.com/after hours 1620 is brought to you by Alpha Electrical Contractors. There's no no job too big or too small for Alpha Electrical Contractors. If you're a homeowner, a business owner, your electrical work needs some tender loving care, give our guy John Mason a call at 402-253-4789. Let Alpha Electrical Contractors come out and take care of your electrical needs. They're locally owned and lighting up Nebraska. We'll be right back with a very fast edition of Rob Love's Question of the Night here at 1620 The Zone. Hey everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Caddyshack Bar and Grill. They've got two great locations, 117th in Blondo and 181st in Harrison. It's spaghetti night. Stop out and get a big old plate of Jay's world-famous spaghetti for $10.95. Caddyshack Bar and Grill is the official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Your Thursday evening forecast will include mostly clear skies along with mild and humid conditions. Temperatures only cooling into the lower 80s after sunset. For tonight, increasing cloud coverage. Another round of showers and thunderstorms possible after midnight. Some of these storms could be packing damaging wind gusts and also large-size hail. Overnight low temperature of 68 degrees. Mild and humid for your Friday. Partly cloudy skies with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Anthony Copeland for KTV News Watch 7.
Going Vertical Basketball Academy is the premier sports performance training facility in the Midwest. Working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way to college and the pros, GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group sessions. They also offer elite-level sports performance training for athletes of all sports. Check out the academy at 10700 Sapp Brothers Drive in Omaha or at goingverticalomaha.com. That's goingverticalomaha.com.
It's wedding season, and if you need a suit for you, your groomsmen, maybe even your father-in-law, look no further than Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Family owned and operated, Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear has been making sure grooms all across the Midwest look great on the big day for the past 50 years. Suits, sports coats, jackets, you name it, they have it. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 7824 West Dodge Road in Omaha.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
If you want a college where you can stand out and fit in, talk to the team at Bellevue University. You'll find a welcoming and diverse community, dozens of career-ready academic programs, and all the support you need to succeed. Plus, help to make sure the path to your degree is affordable. Our beautiful modern campus located just south of Omaha gives you the advantage of being independent and close to home. Find out more at bellevue.edu and schedule a campus tour soon.
It's hot out, and that can only mean one thing: baseball. Chesterman Coca-Cola is teaming up with metro area Hy-Vees during the College Baseball Championship Tournament to give you Core Power 2 for $5 and Core Power Elite 2 for $7. Powerade 28-ounce singles 10 for just $10. And Body Armor 12-ounce 8-packs for just $5.99. Specials run May 31st through June 27th. Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee making the ping of the bat a little more hydrated this summer. Has wind or hail taken its toll on your roof or siding? Or would you just want to take some preventative action ahead of the seasonal storms? Go with local. Go with trusted. Go with Pyramid Roofing. Give Pyramid Roofing a call today and have Omaha's best roofer for the last 11 years come out and make sure there are no leaks or long-term lingering issues with your roof. Find out more at pyramidroof.com or call 402-502-9300.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Why are we staining this deck again?
It's got to be done.
Look at Mike and Cheryl. They never have to stain their deck. They just get to sit out there and enjoy life.
That low maintenance sure looks great.
What's stopping us from having the finer things in life?
Are you already dreading working out in the heat on that deck again this summer? Get yourself a low-maintenance deck. Check out ForesmansFinest.com and have the finest deck builders in Omaha come build your dream deck this summer.
Hey, Mark, that's a fine-looking deck. Thanks, Mike. Got it from Forceman's Finest Decks.
Check out ForesmansFinest.com today and have the finest deck in Omaha.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, Or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. Distilled on the same land where it all started in Austin, Texas, and as good as the day it was born. Tito's is made from corn and gluten-free, 40% alcohol by volume, mainly 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Harrah's Council Bluffs presents Trace Adkins, Thursday, July 6th at Stir Cove. Get tickets and check out the full entertainment lineup at stircove.com. Stir Cove is an all-ages venue.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Speaking of concerts, next time Post Malone's here, I'm going.
Concerto.
So,
Got
seven-
tattoos on my face and I like it.
Welcome into the freestyle edition.
Rob, have you ever thought about going into music?
7:33 on a Thursday night here on 1620 The Zone. We're brought to you by Bellevue University. Head over to bellevue.edu. Become a Bruin tonight. Come Rob Love tonight and ask some questions. It's time for Rob Love's question of the night, which is...
I got your back, Taryn.
Ayo.
Mason Mount is now in the right Manchester colors.
Oi,
and
oi,
is
oi.
now a Red Devil in Old Trafford. Thoughts around the room?
Very, very, very excited. Except there's bigger guys out there that I think they should have gone for, but I like Mason Mount a lot. And I think that was, and I think it was for 60 million pounds.
Somewhere around. He's going to get paid. Yep.
You have take?
Won't matter. Erlich Haaland is still in the baby
He's
blues.
balling.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's still gonna beat that. What?
I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna go on a limb here, and might be right, might be wrong here. I think he's gonna play soccer. That's my take. What do you got?
That's exactly what I expected.
He's gonna play football.
You know me. I'm actually a Phil Foden guy when it comes to before Erling Haaland got there.
I'm an American
but
football guy.
Mason Mount he's decent. I like it. Good move. Is the point guard becoming an obsolete position in the NBA? Meaning, after college, should they be updating their resumes?
Well,
mm.
I think you're asking the question directly.
The actual position,
is
the
the
pure
point guard even a
guard
thing anymore?
Exactly.
Yeah, because back to our discussion earlier about
I never thought we would ever say
positionless
this.
basketball. I mean, you can make that statement about anything. Like, is Jokic really a center? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
is LeBron?
Yeah,
power forward.
I don't remember who it was who released the list of like the top 100 point guards in NBA history, and I just want your guys' take on this.
LeBron was like 4.
I didn't see where LeBron was ranked. The big one that was everywhere was John Morant was 30, and Rajon Rondo was 45.
Does every point guard have to be a Steph Curry now in order to be relevant?
Steph Curry's not even a point guard, really. It's more of a comment.
Well,
Steph Curry's a golfer right now.
And I think
Draymond
what's
probably
most
handles the
interesting
ball
too
more,
is
bringing it up court.
if you want to put that on there, the center has become an obsolete position.
It's not even a thing anymore. I mean,
in basketball,
you
we
could
just
make
saw
the
Drew
argument-
Tim and Zach Edey, both two of the best centers in college basketball,
Timmy.
not get drafted.
Yeah, I mean, you could even really make the argument that at Gonzaga, Timmy was more of a 4 anyway. I
True.
mean, he just happened
true.
to play under the basket, but I mean, he really operated more as like a stretch 4. And I don't think Zach Edey is very good at basketball. So.
Cement feet.
Newsflash. One more. Who would be your next pick for big time star to sign with the MLS?
Wow, that's kind of a tough question.
Like, who's next in line that's kind of at the end of their road overseas?
I have a few, but my first one that comes to
Ronaldo's
mind-
too easy.
I was going to say I thought it would be
It's too
Ronaldo, but
easy,
I don't
he
think
went to
any
Saudi Arabia.
I don't
so
think any
good
club's
for
got
him.
the kind of bank to sign him.
Is
now.
it weird to say like Paul Pogba?
Is Paul big enough name?
He's a pretty big name. I mean, he was a couple years ago.
By the way, Dan, and again, I thought I was back in the toilet. Zach Edey's going back to Purdue anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Withdrew from the draft. Yep.
Sorry, I thought I was losing. I thought Henry Winkler was dead. I thought Zach Edey was okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Paul Pogba is like the first one that comes to the name. I don't know. This wouldn't be as crazy, but considering he's Captain America, Christian Pulisic. Is that crazy to think about as well?
Actually a good point.
Yeah, he should come stateside.
That's not too nuts.
Yeah,
to bring him back over stateside.
Shout out to Soccer Twitter.
Kind of on the same scale, I think probably a soccer player.
Jimmy, I love you, dude.
Who kicks the ball?
Yeah,
Jimmy Allen,
really well.
famous soccer fan.
Hot takes.
I asked that because I really do believe the MLS could be, 2 or 3 like
big stars.
marquee names away
From being a big deal. I
from
agree.
actually being the second legitimate league on this planet.
Yeah. I think the money's starting to get behind it more importantly, too.
Had
Yeah,
Gareth,
I'm
had
gonna say
Gareth,
if you've never been to a Union Omaha game,
they're awesome.
number
Fantastic.
one, it is fantastic. It is one of the best products that I
Great
think we
time.
have in this city right
You
now.
want to see if we can get Marty Cordero on Tuesday?
We haven't had him
Or
on in a
Wednesday?
while.
No, we haven't. Yeah, I guess I could text him too, but let me know if you can't get a hold
I
of him. We'll
coulda-
see if we can get him.
I'll
If-
reach out to Marty, see what's up.
Marty, if you're listening, he listens quite a bit.
If Gareth Bale didn't retire, I totally could have seen him in
Gareth
MLS.
Bale's a good one. That's
That'd
a
be
good name
that
right
would be
there.
a fun one.
But obviously, that's not going
I
to
have
happen
no
anymore.
idea who that is.
But yeah, I was gonna say, I
From
was
Wales.
recently
sure.
talking to
Gareth Bale?
my fiance's sister, who's a Portlander, who lives out in Portlandia.
Portlandian.
Yeah, whatever it is. And she said the most fun she's ever had at a professional sporting event is not at a basketball game, is not at a Portland Pickles game.
Yep.
She said it was at a Portland Timbers game.
Portland Pickles?
She said that
It's a
the
minor league baseball
men,
team.
I love that.
the men's and women's soccer teams in Portland get some of the best crowds she has ever seen across all of the major sports.
All right, let's talk football. Hey, listen, if you missed Rob Love's question tonight, check it out. SoundCloud.com/after-hour1620. Tons of footy talk there. Check it out tonight. If you missed it, check it out. SoundCloud.com/after-hour1620. That segment was brought to you by Forsman's Finest Decks. It's hot outside. It's not getting any cooler anytime soon. If your house suffers from naked house syndrome, dress it up a little bit. If your house is missing that something, let the finest deck builders in Omaha come build you a deck, put a roof on it, add that something that your house has been missing. Head over to forsmansfinest.com to book your dream deck to be built this summer. We'll be right back, giving you the winner of every division in the sport you actually care about, the NFL. You're on 1620 The Zone.
Bad Boys 2, the soundtrack. Let's go. Who your name is? Where you from? Turn around.
Hey, everyone, it's Jimmy Allen here for our friends at the Strike Zone Omaha. College baseball isn't over in Omaha yet. That's right. The top developmental wood bat league in America is played right here in Omaha. Go check out the Corn Belt League at cornbeltleague.com. Check out the schedule, team information. There's a game going on at J.J. Isaacson Field over off 72nd and Harrison tonight. Get details at cornbeltleague.com right now.
Take your business to the next level. Reach more customers and expand your online presence. Pixel Fire Marketing is here to help. Pixel Fire Marketing creates high-quality professional websites tailored to your business. Their experts are with you every step of the way to make sure your website is visually appealing, user-friendly, and optimized for search engines. They also offer web design, development, hosting, and maintenance. Get started on your website. Visit pixelfiremarketing.com. That's pixelfiremarketing.com now to learn more.
If you're a home or business owner and need affordable and reliable electrical work done, look no further than Alpha Electrical Contractors. There's no job too big or too small for them. They can update your electrical system and enhance your current lighting situation. Brighten your living room or office space today. Call Alpha Electrical Contractors at 402-253-4789. That's 402-253-4789. Alpha Electrical Contractors, family owned and taking care of Nebraska.
Did you know that Bellevue University is investing nearly $32 million into its campus facilities in the next few years? Construction is underway on the brand new athletics field house, and there's already a multi-million-dollar science lab and sustainability greenhouse, a state-of-the-art cybersecurity lab, modern apartment-style student housing, and a contemporary math lab. Schedule a campus tour soon and see the Bellevue campus for yourself.
If you're a home or business owner and need affordable and reliable electrical work done, look no further than Alpha Electrical Contractors. There's no job too big or too small for them. They can update your electrical system and enhance your current lighting situation. Right in your living room or office space today. Call Alpha Electrical Contractors at 402-253-4789. That's 402-253-4789. Alpha Electrical Contractors, family owned and taking care of Nebraska. Whether your baseball player is looking for rookie development to build a foundation for better baseball tomorrow, all-star camps to improve skills, make new friends and have fun, or advanced training from college coaches and players to teach them the proper approach and mindset to provide the best opportunity to improve their game, the Strike Zone has a summer camp that's right for you. Camps are running in June and July with a variety of times and levels of skill available. Head over to StrikeZoneOmaha.com and click camps to sign up the player in your life today.
Has wind or hail taken its toll on your roof or siding? Or would you just want to take some preventative action ahead of the seasonal storms? Go with local. Go with trusted. Go with Pyramid Roofing. Give Pyramid Roofing a call today and have Omaha's best roofer for the last 11 years come out and make sure there are no leaks or long-term lingering issues with your roof. Find out more at pyramidroof.com or call 402-502-9300.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Sure is hot.
Yeah, why can't we cover our deck like Mike and Cheryl did?
Yeah, their deck sure is nice.
The ice in my drink melted.
Be the hero of your own story and protect your family from the sun. Call Forsman's Finest Decks and get your deck covered this summer.
How's your drink, sweetie?
Just fine. Thanks for calling Forsman's Finest Decks.
Spend more quality time outside without getting burned. Check out forsmansfinest.com today and have the finest summer yet.
What's better than smoked meats? Smoked meats and sweet treats. Get the 402 barbecue truck to come to your event or stop by 402 Barbecue's drive-thru at 84th and Spring today. Try Rob and Jimmy's favorite, it's the Cadillac. It's brisket and pork topped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Choose between one of their 6 handmade sauces to pair up with your favorite sandwich. Mention After Hours and the 402 Barbecue team will throw in a free soda with purchase.
Doing good feels good. At shareomaha.org, find hundreds of ways to give your volunteer time from Blair to Springfield, Wahoo to the riverfront. Get connected to nonprofits that matter to you. Find your fit now at shareomaha.org.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
More music takes. Most underrated hip hop album of all time.
King?
Yes.
I put it in the
King
top
of
10 of
South.
that list.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the top 10
Highly underrated.
of that list.
I could care less.
Shut up, football guy.
Once again, it's a very subjective topic.
Agreed. And what is even more subjective is who's going to win each division in the NFL. And we're going to break those down for you. We will start with the AFC East.
Yes, sir. Jimmy, go ahead.
This is where Tua Tagovailoa stays healthy and the Miami Dolphins win the AFC East. And I think Dalvin Cook ends up being the running back for this team, and that will be the cherry on top. I think the issues in the locker room in Buffalo will
Sorry.
yeah,
Jeez.
nope, I'm with you.
Got all of our attention.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
Stay on track, boy.
That person may have a future in that business. I think the
This
Dolphins,
is why we're behind.
I think the Dolphins win the AFC East. Taryn?
I totally disagree. I still think Josh Allen might, other than Patrick Mahomes, is the best quarterback in the NFL. And I think
There's this dude that resides in
Cincinnati named Joe Burrow,
Ohio.
and I love Joe Burrow, but
I
I
have an argument there.
still think that if everything gets flattened out with Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, it's still probably one of the best, other than Kelsey Mahomes, the best 1-2 punch in
Dan
NFL.
Campbell?
The seeds of malcontent have been sown in Buffalo, and a man has emerged in the Big Apple by the name of Aaron Rodgers.
Sound like Will Ferrell.
The Jets are going to win the AFC East this year.
What's my guy's name that did the NFL film studies? That's what we were going for, right?
Ed Sable.
Yes, it is.
Steve
Yeah.
Sable.
Steve, I couldn't remember his first name. Yes.
Rest in
thank you.
peace. My turn.
Rob Love?
Rob's taking the Jets.
Stefan and the JBs, the Buffaloes.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, okay. We had 3 different answers there. Suck it, New England. AFC West. Listen,
If you, Bill Belichick.
speaking of the best quarterback on the planet, it's Mahomes and everybody else. The Chiefs are kings till they're not.
I'm going the Chiefs. I don't think that one's even up for debate. Well, I think Denver could make a run at it, but I don't think it's going to be that close, really.
What are you guys smoking? It's gonna be Vegas. Haha. Just kidding.
No.
It's the Kansas City Chiefs.
Jimmy Garoppolo does it.
The only shot of contention, I believe, will be in San Diego once again, but that ain't gonna be enough. KC.
The AFC North. I think my answer is probably pretty obvious after a previous statement.
There's a game in Cincinnati.
I don't think this new look Ravens offense is going to be able to keep pace with the arms race that's being won right now by the Bengals. So give me the Bengals, and the addition of Chase Brown to that backfield is going to be the difference this year.
I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah,
Come on.
Joey B.
I got to make up for my apparently bad take of Josh Allen being second best quarterback.
Obviously, hometown boy make good. Let's go, Joe Burrow.
The Queen City Kitties.
Sweep for the Bungles.
The Bungles.
AFC South. I think there's a new king that's going to hold that crown for a while. I think the Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson marriage is as good as we thought it would be. I think they have another great year. That offense takes another step forward. I think Jacksonville wins that one.
I'm taking it. This is a homer pick. Let's go Colts. They're going to be the shocking team that I think they could make a deep run in the playoffs if everything with Anthony Richardson plays out. But also,
I think they'll be the shocking team by everybody going, what the hell were they doing with the number 4 pick? But okay.
if you guys think Jimmy's very mean to me on this show, tweet at me.
I hated the pick then. I hate it now.
Go
Dan?
Colts.
Also, Jimmy is always mean to his producer on the show.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with you. It's the chair you're sitting in.
Even when I'm over there.
It's the chair and the board that makes him a little bit meaner across the way. But
It's like his name's on the show or something.
I am gonna go the same way that Jimmy did, but for a different reason. I think that Jacksonville defense has something extra special in a gentleman who wears number 48 by the name of Chad Muma.
Yeah.
Shout out, Chad.
I like Chad Muma.
I'm glad that you got engaged to Alyssa. Happy tidings to you, sir.
Do you know him?
I do, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I know his future wife.
I was like, what is happening here?
It's my my girlfriend's ex-roommate.
Nice.
Chad Moon was actually a pretty good line.
Homer pick?
Yes, but they have to sweep Tennessee.
Ooh, that's where you draw the line?
If they split with Tennessee, I think Tennessee figures out a way to win that division over them.
Let's move to the north side of the NFC.
The north? You mean the north side of the NFL?
No.
North side of the NFC.
North side of the NFC.
I get you.
That was all they
Whatever.
had.
Whatever.
The NFC North, I thought that was pretty self-explanatory.
The Norris
You lost me.
division.
Yeah.
This one's tough.
You want to start us off?
No. I
Dan?
don't.
You want to start us off, the NFC North?
I think that's really appropriate.
I do.
Okay.
I'll surprise everybody. You going?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because there's one that my heart wants to say, and there's one that my head wants to say. And my heart says Green Bay Packers, but my head unfortunately says Detroit Lions for some reason.
Detroit Lions, go.
I got the Vikings. Kirk
That's
Cousins,
fair too.
Justin Jefferson.
I also have
won
the
it
Vikings.
last year. Everybody's in love with the Lions because the season they had last year. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is a budding superstar, and he's
As
gonna
long as
be
they're
great.
healthy.
I think
Give me the Vikings.
I think Amon-Ra is also a budding superstar, but I think an established superstar now is Justin Jefferson. He is the best receiver in the league. And- yep. And
I'm looking at
I'm taking that one. It's him or Jamar
If he
Chase.
stops taking plays off, I'll give you Justin.
I'm looking at the bookends for Detroit playing a huge role this year in their pass rush.
Aiden Hutchinson has to take a step forward.
I obviously want Chicago to win the division, but Detroit's going to have something to say about
Is that the one division that anybody could win it?
Not
Yeah.
anybody.
100%.
One of them.
I don't know about anybody.
Who could win that division? Green Bay?
I'm sorry, Dan. Yeah, I don't think Green Bay can.
Matt LaFleur in that run game could win that division. I really think so. I mean, despite what Jordan Love's shortcomings may be,
I
think
do
Green Bay
love
can win it.
the tandem of Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, the quad father. I just don't. I don't think that if
Would
you
it-
take away the passing game, which I'm not saying I'm.
Would you be
I don't
surprised
believe-
if Green Bay won it?
Yes,
Really? Okay.
I would.
Okay, sure.
I would
Taryn,
too.
now you've made a real enemy.
All right, we got to get through this really quickly. The NFC East, Rob Love,
Philadelphia.
Dan.
Yep, Philly. Go Birds.
Philly.
There's going to be a chip on the shoulder of the Stars.
Yeah.
Give me the Dallas Cowboys to win that division this year.
I almost said the Giants just to make you mad.
NFC West. I got San Francisco. I think Brock Purdy is going to be ready to go despite what's being reported. That defense healthy. Christian McCaffrey, another year in the system, I think.
Brock Purdy.
I'm taking the Card. I'm just kidding. I'm not taking the Cardinals. I'm taking the Niners.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Arizona won it. I think they can.
Shout out to the Bartlett family.
Okay, Jimmy, let's.
I think Kyler Murray is an underrated quarterback if he could stay healthy. That's a big.
Wasn't he number 1 on your quarterbacks playing under the most pressure? That doesn't mean he's bad, but
He's an undersized quarterback. But yes, it is going to be
Hot take.
the San Francisco 49ers and big what, Brock?
Yeah,
San Francisco.
Yep.
Okay. The NFC South, I think it's the most interesting one. I got the Saints. I think Bryce Young will be the piece that Carolina is missing. I don't think they get over the hump this year. Derek Carr's a nice addition. Chris Olave is a superstar, man. I think he's super talented. Michael Thomas ever come back from that 9-year ankle injury? We'll see. Alvin Kamara and the addition of Jamal Williams establish a running game. I think New Orleans wins that division.
I think this is the division that anybody could win.
Agreed.
I think it's going to be. I'm taking the Saints. If you just look at the quarterbacks alone, that's a horrible division. I mean, I don't want to say Bryce Young's not going to be good, but if you look at them compared to like the AFC West,
yeah,
it's a very different story.
Well, it's the best quarterback division in football.
Let me go next, Dan.
I do, yes.
Okay, go
and
ahead.
I do think it's going to be the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, you can
I
convince
think
me.
they've got something special, and I think they've got something sneaky. And I mean, like you said, it's kind of the division of the toss-up.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Derek Carr, new team, new playbook, new system. He will have the worst year he has had in his career. Give me the Atlanta Falcons to win the NFC South.
It wouldn't surprise me. I think they've Cordell Patterson.
Atlanta was
will be back.
7-10 last year.
I also don't
They
know
will
why I
flip
just-
flop that
Ooh.
and be 10-7 this year.
You heard it here first. If you missed that segment, check it out. SoundCloud.com/afterhours 1620. It's brought to you by Going Vertical Omaha. Going Vertical Basketball Academy is the premier training facility in the Midwest, working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way through the pros. GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group lessons. They also offer elite level sports performance training for athletes of all sports. Check out the academy at goingverticalomaha.com today. We'll be right back. Winning some money and putting a bow on the show here on 1620.
About 24 inches, it's hollow, I let it hang. How about the ride and let the diamonds
Hey, but it's Jimmy Allen here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. We all know Jerry Ryan is the premier suit buying experience in Omaha. You know, Jerry Ryan's also the exclusive retailer for brands like Mizzen and Maine and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 70th and Dodge. Centrally located. Get your suit game right. Make sure your closet looks good this summer as well. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 78th and Dodge, dressing Omaha for over 50 years.
Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear is the premier suit buying experience in the Metro. Stop by the store at 78th and Dodge for all your wedding and business attire needs. We've been making sure Omaha is looking sharp for the past 50 years, and we can do it for you. From Mizzen and Maine to Johnny O, if you're trying to look your best, Jerry Ryan has you covered. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 7824 West Dodge Road in Omaha.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
If you're ready to pursue your next goal, talk to the team at Bellevue University. Since 1966, we've been making education accessible to students locally and nationally. We know we can help you too. You can choose from more than 80 career-focused degrees plus certificate programs that are flexible, affordable, and available both on campus and online on your schedule. Whatever path you choose, our team will be there to support you and help you achieve your goal. Find out more at bellevue.edu.
It's hot out, and that can only mean one thing: baseball. Chesterman Coca-Cola is teaming up with Metro Area Hy-Vees during the College Baseball Championship Tournament to give you Core Power 2 for $5 and Core Power Elite 2 for $7. Powerade 28-ounce singles 10 for just $10. And Body Armor 12-ounce 8-packs for just $5.99. Specials run May 31st through June 27th. Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee, making the ping of the bat a little more hydrated this summer.
If you're a home or business owner and need affordable and reliable electrical work done, look no further than Alpha Electrical Contractors. There's no job too big or too small for them. They can update your electrical system and enhance your current lighting situation. Brighten your living room or office space today. Call Alpha Electrical Contractors at 402-253-4789. That's 402-253-4789. Alpha Electrical Contractors, family owned and taking care of Nebraska.
Going Vertical Basketball Academy is the premier sports performance training facility in the Midwest. Working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way to college and the pros, GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group sessions. They also offer elite level sports performance training for athletes of all sports. Check out the Academy at 10700 Sap Brothers Drive in Omaha or at goingverticalomaha.com. That's goingverticalomaha.com.
Whether your baseball player is looking for rookie development to build a foundation for better baseball tomorrow, all-star camps to improve skills, make new friends and have fun, or advanced training from college coaches and players to teach them the proper approach and mindset to provide the best opportunity to improve their game, the Strike Zone has a summer camp that's right for you. Camps are running in June and July with a variety of times and levels of skill available. Head over to StrikeZoneOmaha.com and click camps to sign up the player in your life today.
Has wind or hail taken its toll on your roof or siding? Or would you just want to take some preventative action ahead of the seasonal storms? Go with local. Go with trusted. Go with Pyramid Roofing. Give Pyramid Roofing a call today and have Omaha's best roofer for the last 11 years come out and make sure there are no leaks or long-term lingering issues with your roof. Find out more at pyramidroof.com or call 402-502-9300.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Why are we staining this deck again?
It's got to be done.
Look at Mike and Cheryl. They never have to stain their deck. They just get to sit out there and enjoy life.
That low maintenance sure looks great.
What's stopping us from having the finer things in life?
Are you already dreading working out in the heat on that deck again this summer? Get yourself a low maintenance deck. Check out Foresman'sFinest.com and have the finest deck builders in Omaha come build your dream deck this summer.
Hey, Mark, that's a fine looking deck.
Thanks, Mike. Got it from Forceman's Finest Decks.
Check out Foresman'sFinest.com today and have the finest deck in Omaha.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Can I call an audible? We only got a couple minutes here. It's not a whole lot to pick tonight. We can pick things this weekend if we want to.
I love it.
Nothing to pick.
What are you guys doing for the 4th of July? We didn't talk about that at all tonight.
Happy 4th of July.
I'm going to Long Pine, Nebraska and going camping.
Nice. Camping with Camping.
Camping with Camping.
Oh, that's gold.
It's
That's
a
golden.
podcast waiting to happen.
We expect a report.
Rob Love, what's the Love family doing for the 4th of July?
Grilling and chilling.
Okay. You
Ready and willing.
Are you with a wife? Who's on the grill?
Figured cooks itself.
Okay.
Man.
I am heading out to Ashland, Nebraska to go hang out with some friends on the lake.
Ashland.
The Allen establishment is doing kind of like a block party thing at the house. We got, as of today, 58 guests confirmed. Didn't expect.
Wow.
Didn't expect.
You're
that to happen,
popular.
but nah, it's
Holy
more
mackerel.
my neighbors are coming over, so we're gonna have some great time. You know what? Take a week off from the betting app. Be responsible. Don't bet this weekend. We're not gonna give you any picks tonight. We're just gonna wish you in America a happy 4th of July. For Taryn, for Dima, Dan Campen, and Rob Love, I've been Jimmy Allen. If you missed any of the show tonight, check it out at SoundCloud.com/afterhours1620. It was brought to you by it was brought to you by Pyramid Roofing. It's a little drafty in your house, or maybe seasonal storms caught up with you. They do it all. Pyramid Roofing. Come out, fix your roof, your gutters, your windows, your siding. They do it all. Give them a call, 402-502-9300. Check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate. It is 4th of July. Happy Bomb Pop Day, everybody.
Take your business to the next level. Reach more customers and expand your online presence. Pixel Fire Marketing is here to help. Pixel Fire Marketing creates high-quality professional websites tailored to your business. Their experts are with you every step of the way to make sure your website is visually appealing, user-friendly, and optimized for search engines. They also offer web design, development, hosting, and maintenance. Get started on your website. Visit pixelfiremarketing.com. That's pixelfiremarketing.com now to learn more.
It's wedding season, and if you need a suit for you, your groomsmen, maybe even your father-in-law, look no further than Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Family owned and operated, Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear has been making sure grooms all across the Midwest look great on the big day for the past 50 years. Suits, sports coats, jackets, you name it, they have it. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 7824 West Dodge Road in Omaha.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
If you want all the advantages of a big college without any of the downside, talk to the team at Bellevue University. Everywhere you look, our students are thriving. They're winning sports championships, entering marketing competitions, and taking home awards, conducting science research, and getting published in academic journals, all while they're learning how to make a difference no matter what path they choose. Find out more about the Bruin Advantage at bellevue.edu.
Going Vertical Basketball Academy is the premier sports performance training facility in the Midwest. Working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way to college and the pros, GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group sessions. They also offer elite-level sports performance training for athletes of all sports. Check out the academy at 10700 Sap Brothers Drive in Omaha or at goingverticalomaha.com. That's goingverticalomaha.com.
Whether your baseball player is looking for rookie development to build a foundation for better baseball tomorrow, all-star camps to improve skills, make new friends and have fun, or advanced training from college coaches and players to teach them the proper approach and mindset to provide the best opportunity to improve their game, the Strike Zone has a summer